Okay, I wanted it to be a progression that athletes could really regulate themselves by their own experience of doing this squat cycle. Hope that makes sense. Then with our conditioning, our low skill mixed cycle work, the purpose of this program is to build volume of continuous mixed aerobic capacity work. So that just means I'm working constantly for, say, a 5 minute period. I'm not stopping for that 5 minute period. In CrossFit, in kind of CrossFit Metcons, often there are points where we do have to stop. We're not just going continuously for 5 minutes. Maybe I get to the bar muscle ups, I have to rest 15 seconds before I can rest. So maybe instead of working continuously for 5 minutes, there's been a 15-second pause here and then a 15-second pause here as I was working away. Whereas in this cycle, we don't want those rest periods. We want to work for the whole time. So I don't want us to treat this. Sometimes I would look at people's notes and maybe they would write, I did 15 reps for every single piece. Well, if I did 15 dumbbell snatches within a minute, then I probably rested for a good 30 seconds before I then got on the next erg. And that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a minute or maybe 58 seconds worth of work on this erg with a 2-second transition onto the dumbbell snatch. And then I work for another 58 seconds with a 2-second transition and so on. So I'm working for that whole 5 minute period. And the only time I rest is that tiny period between finishing the rower and picking up the dumbbell, or then putting down the dumbbell and getting on the bike. Don't want us to treat this like 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, like maybe our classic EMOM. This is one where we're just trying to work for 5 minutes. If we think about it like a run, if I sent you on a 5 minute run, and rather than do a 5 minute run, you ran for 40 seconds, stopped for 20 seconds, ran for 40 seconds, stopped for 20 seconds. A very different stimulus than just a straight out 5 minute run. And what we're looking for here is the stimulus that we would get from a straight out 5 minute run. So that aerobic capacity stimulus. So try and remember that. If you haven't been doing that, try and bring that into this block and nail the pacing and nail the stimulus and the format for that. Then with our skill work, we've got our high skill Saturdays, haven't we, where there's some real high skill variations in there. Often we've got some different handstand variations or some challenging gymnastic variations. Utilize Circle on these days, okay? We have an app called Circle that I'm sure most of you guys are on and are familiar with. And we've got some world-class coaches on there who can provide you with feedback, whether that be filming yourself doing one of the particular skills, or whether that be just messaging on Circle and being like, could we have a technique tip video on X skill? Utilize it, because the athletes who progress are the ones who use everything that's an offer to them to improve. Don't just rely on your own self in your corner and Instagram. You can use us, so definitely do.